Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
How are you?
Don't stress me out. I'm ready to poke eyes out with pins.
Oh, that's never good. Yeah. The Eastern United States has entered the what I call the middle of the Siberian, and you are in the middle of like the Siberian. So I don't know what they call it over there because we call it an Arctic blast. What do they call it there?
We just say it's really cold, but my old man used to say it's cold enough to freeze the balls off a brass monkey.
I think that would be very fitting because I think at these temperatures we could be breaking metal. So that's highly, highly possible. Oh, so how's your week been?
Lovely until today.
Well, it's Monday. It's got to be Moody Monday.
I should have known my day was going to start bad. I went to Tesco's and tried to pay with the wrong card.
Uh huh.
So over here, I had a lot of gift cards for Christmas.
Right.
So I was trying to pay with a B&M card, and I was in Tesco's.
Oh, that's always fun.
Then I slipped getting back in the car,
Oh, goodness.
and then my phone started going mental to tell me that my email had been hacked.
Oh, fun. Just pure fun, darling. Pure fun. That's why, it's never good when that happens because that means that you have to reset your life. I
Yes.
can't wait till they have it to where you have to check your email, you have to use your fingerprint.
Well, at the moment, I'm in the process of resetting my life.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah. So that's a movement towards that.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, today we're talking about how fixer up houses are great, fixer up relationships not so well. And we all see them, don't you think?
Yes,
Like,
very much so.
as soon as people start dating these people, it's like, oh, God, you went to the clearance section again, didn't you?
Yes. And it's not about that, it's about getting to know each other first.
Well, it's about getting to know what is acceptable for you. Like, it's
Yeah.
not even getting to know them. You have to get to know you first.
Hi, Brenda.
Hello, Miss Brenda. How are you? Hope you're staying safe and home and comfy,
I'm warm.
warm. I'll be right back. I gotta grab something real fast.
Go on then.
You can talk about your week.
Oh, Brenda, you've put me on big screen. I don't like that. He's an arse, he really is. Hi, Shannon, and welcome to the Hazel Show. Today we're going to talk about the stresses of life.
Hello, and I like the idea of the Hazel Show.
Oh, see, I can do it.
Yes, you can. My problem is about 20 minutes in, I run out of things to say.
Ah, see, I'm beautiful. You ain't.
Yeah,
Brenda just said.
yeah, and I am my ass. Like, I guarantee you, take that, own it, enjoy that title.
Oh, I don't know.
No, Aeson's wearing pajamas, thank you. He is in his fuzzy plaid pajamas.
Aeson thinks he's going back to bed.
No, honey, I live in these in the winter.
I got my fluffy socks on.
Understandable. I mean, it's bitter cold here. It's bitter aggravating. Like, one of these days, I'm moving somewhere tropic. That's all there is to it. I don't care
And
if I'm
then
at
you'll
95.
then you'll moan it's too hot.
Mm-mm. See, I love heat.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah. 80,
No.
90 degrees, I'm happy.
Oh no. Definitely not.
See, that's something I don't agree with.
What's that?
Wearing your PJs out of the house.
Do you know they're actually banned over here from going in supermarkets with them on
Uh-huh.
and taking their children to school wearing their pajamas.
Good.
But I agree in some respects, but if you slept late for school, I'd
Mm-hmm.
rather get my kids to school on time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think parents were taking liberties.
Well, I think they were taking liberties, but here's the other thing. Get a trench coat.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, I thought it was basic fashion requirements there was to have a trench coat.
No, they're very, very rare over here.
Even after they're named after your capital, that's insane.
Yeah, very, very rare.
Right. See, leggings are different. Okay. Here's why leggings are different. They don't have a button fly. One. Two, you normally wear a t-shirt below where they need to be covering up. Now, they still have stirrup pants over there? Because I remember those from my childhood.
They're actually called ski pants over here.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah,
Because here, ski pants are like heavy pants that are like made like the puffy jackets.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I got leggings on, but my jumper practically comes down to my knees
Uh-huh.
to keep warm.
Mm. So your sweater practically comes down to your knees.
Yeah.
It took me forever to figure out what a jumper was.
Really?
Yeah. Because originally
Isn't
I thought they were the sweater dresses. And it's like, no, they're actually just a sweater.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
because I'm so short as well, they always look longer on me
Right.
because I'm only 5 foot.
Yeah.
So,
You're only 5 foot?
yeah.
You always look so tall. Wow. Okay.
Only
Sorry,
5
your hair
foot.
always makes you look so tall.
No, that's because I have my chair high.
Mhm. I'm sorry. Um,
Oh, see, me and Brenda, there's only a little few inches between us.
yeah. Rompers. Okay, what's a romper?
A romper
Yeah.
is like an all-in-one
Okay.
that either has poppers up the front or a zip,
Ah. Okay.
and they are warm.
Mm-hmm.
They are warm.
Over.
Brenda, both of my sons are over 6 foot. I'm the little short ass, and they are over 6 foot.
That's insane, isn't it?
It really, really is.
Yeah. And you're like, where did that come from?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And as they were growing up, because they were little sods, I would have to stand on the stairs to clip them around the ear.
What? You didn't grab a kitchen chair and just set it in front of them so you could yap at them?
No, I'd call them to by the stairs. I'd say,
Uh-huh.
come here, and then I'd go, oh, behave.
If that worked now.
Oh. See, now, Brenda, we don't call them rompers, you. We call them all-in-ones for the summer, but for the winter, that's when they're rompers, because we have feet and legs, long sleeves, the lot.
Hmm. Okay. It's interesting, the different names for clothes and different things going on.
Yeah, it's very much like a cat suit. Very, very much like a cat suit.
That'd be nice.
But they're all like the fluffy things like your PJ bottoms.
Yeah.
Oh no, look, now you're really confusing me if it got no feet. If it had no feet, I'd have to pull my socks up over them just to keep warm.
All right.
Oh,
So, can we all agree that drills and 2x4s and hot glue guns and super glue and duct tape, well, I don't know. Some relationships duct tape belongs in, but most places they do not belong in a relationship.
definitely not, because no matter how much repairing you will do, the cracks will show later on.
Yep. No stucco will fix that.
No.
And I think a lot of it is figuring out what your deal breakers are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Especially relationships. You can do personal improvement projects. You can improve yourself. You cannot force people to improve themselves.
No.
They have to think of their own.
I don't think it's about improving yourself. It's about compromise. You can't have a relationship if it's all one way.
True. Very true. And, I like how Joe says it. Our stuff just fits together.
Yeah. Yeah. With me, when somebody says to me, what is life?
Mm-hmm.
Life is the edging of a jigsaw puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
When you're born, all you have is that edging.
Mm-hmm.
As you grow up and life starts progressing, that's when all the pieces start coming into play.
Right.
And that's how I would explain life. So you can't go into a relationship with just the middle. You need the edges as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Because one without the other is worthless.
Well, it is, but some people have to learn to put their jigsaw puzzle pieces together. You can't do it for them.
No, that's true.
It's kind of like you have to, and when I say you have to decide your deal breakers, um, big problem. Can you deal with them leaving their socks on the floor all the time, not putting them away? Well, that's kind of cute and sweet, and they just want to, they just do that. That's just so lovely. When you're in that first year of marriage,
Yeah, that's open for something. Don't you mean weeks?
okay. By year 20, you're stuffing the socks down their throat and daring them to say a damn word about not picking them up.
Yeah.
So you have to look at it at the very early stages and go, okay, what can I put up with? What am I willing to deal with versus what I'm not willing to put up with?
Now, in that situation, I would buy a new laundry basket and say politely, can you please put your socks in here to make things easier for the both of us? So then you're not ramming everything down their throat. You're being polite and saying, well, if you put them in there, they'll both be washed together.
Yes.
Because as we all know, we have sock monsters in the washing machine.
Yes. Well, you know what happens to socks, right, in the dryer?
Yeah.
They're made out of enough plastic that turn into Tupperware lids for you.
Yeah.
That's where the spare socks go. But, I don't know. Because my current longest surviving relationship's going on 13 years. That's not the longest relationship that I've been in, but that's the one that survived the longest. And there's a lot of trade-offs there.
Yeah.
And we've made trade-offs like, okay, fine. You can have pizza 320 days out of the year. I don't care. If that's what you want to eat, go eat it. Trying to, manipulate people or get upset. And I think this really starts showing when the honeymoon phase wears off.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you get into the real workings of a relationship. And, this, I don't settle. Well, if you don't settle, you'll never have a relationship. there are some trade-offs.
Yeah. And you do get some people that genuinely can't settle in a relationship.
Well, there's items you don't settle on. Like if he's
No.
out drinking and throwing a party every night, that ain't happening.
No. Definitely not.
Yeah.
See? Shannon knows.
You want this? You're right. It's like when I was in nursing, I kept a hamper by the door because as soon as I came in, I stripped out of that nursing outfit.
Yeah.
I did not want that in my house. It took forever for people to get used to, like, no, there's a hamper by the door. It's a closed hamper. Do not put garbage in it. It is not a trash can.
Yeah.
I had to train someone that way.
Yeah. And that's the thing. A relationship can be okay until you move in together. And that's where the real test starts.
See, I think so, because that's when you really get to see people and get to know people. And, that's when you start getting like oh, you do this every morning.
Yeah.
You do this every night. Can I deal with that? And then it changes.
Yeah. And that's so true, Shannon, because that's what it's about.
Yes.
You got to try before you buy.
Mm-hmm.
Because then, look, I'm going to put it on the line as it is.
Yes.
A divorce nowadays costs more than the actual marriage.
And it has longer effects.
Yes.
It really does. The other part, and I don't know, because I've seen like these TV shows like Married at First Sight and all these others, and I am like, what?
Yeah.
How could you? Like, that's not going to be a good marriage.
No. To me, that's something somebody would do just for the limelight.
Mm-hmm.
Just for the money and just for the wedding.
Right.
Because none of that is real. It can't be.
Well, there's a lot of cultures that it's real, and it's just like, no.
Ah, see, they have that already set up.
Shannon thinks that the shows pay for the divorces. That could be useful.
Very.
And you've also got to watch that line of nurturing growth.
Yeah.
And attempting to play relationship carpenter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing as well. A relationship can look all fine and dandy to the outside world.
Mm-hmm.
But when those doors close, nobody knows what it's like.
That is there's 3 relationships in one. There is the family relationship.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I've got some of the best mama-in-laws out there. Like, I've had some doozy ones. I had one that I don't count down many things, but I counted down how many days I could keep up with her and put up with her. And then I've had other, my 2 now are fabulous. They say the Hades out of everything. Like, I have to call them and go, let me tell you what your son done.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
Okay, so you've got the relationship with the family. And if you don't like the family, give up.
Yeah.
Just give up.
Family will always come first.
Right. Then you've got the interpersonal relationship between you and your mate. And then you've got the public relationship with you and your mate.
Yeah. Do you know the one thing I hate
is
social media?
Right.
That breaks up so many relationships.
Nowadays.
Because the amount of clients we get is, well, he haven't messaged me back, but he's liking her pictures.
Uh-huh.
Or he's been on social media and he haven't messaged me back. God, give him a break. He don't have to reply every 2 minutes.
I know, especially when, and I think Facebook plotted this, and if you guys have noticed on the mobile phones, that Facebook is one app and the Messenger is another app.
Yeah.
And it's easy to go into a scrolling frenzy, and you don't check Messenger. You just are sitting there scrolling.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's not even looked at his messengers. Can you get off it? When did you talk to him last? 2 hours ago. And
you often get, and you'll probably all agree with this, when you're flicking through Facebook, you don't even know you've got a message because the sound haven't come up because you're doing something else on your phone.
Or you've silenced it.
Yeah.
Now,
well, if you've silenced it, there's a good reason.
Well, I've got fat thumbs. And I know most of them have fat thumbs. So as we're scrolling, like I was liking TikToks that I didn't even know I was liking because I was just spitting through TikTok. Okay. Liking photos is just that simple. It isn't this conscious action of dot go. It's just flicker, 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 flicker.
Yeah.
That button is put there for a reason.
And these emojis.
Yeah.
What's the big deal if he puts a smiling emoji on somebody else's picture?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean he's going to run away into the sunset with that.
Yes.
Oh, God, give me strength.
Oh, I know. The other one that gets me is, well, he's out with his friends tonight. And good. Oh, no. How could he go out with these friends? He should have spent the night with me because I had it off. And it's like, he deals with you every day. Doesn't he? Yes.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Being in a relationship, they still need time. Right. If me and you were in a relationship, we'd end up killing each other, but we both need our own times to do our own things because we still both got our own separate interests.
Exactly. You don't want them to become attached at the hip.
No.
Because
it's like I've got a client who says she works with him all day, every day, and then she complains when he goes out once a fortnight. It wouldn't be healthy to be in each other's pockets 24/7.
See, here's the thing, and I've said this to men before. I have 2 dogs for a reason. If I want constant attention, constant being around them, I'll get another dog if the 2 aren't doing a good enough job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go do your own thing, go do your own life. What gets me is like, and I had this conversation not too long ago with a number of clients. Well, he texted me good morning, but he didn't put a kissy face. Are you kidding me? Or we are down to pictographical problems.
It's like actually finding excuses
to fight.
Yeah.
Because they're used to the drama.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where they need a cat. Like they really do.
Yeah.
See, and I think
they need a calendar like I do. Look at this, ladies. Look at this.
Oh, fresh out of fucks already this year. You got that calendar. That's awesome. I saw that on a lot of people's posts. They're enjoying the hell out of them. Okay, you're gonna have to read that one.
I don't have enough serotonin for this shit. Giving a fact doesn't really go with your outfit.
Yes.
So every month...
It's not allowed to have it at work.
Oh, Shannon, I look at it every day and I say, yeah, that's right.
Right. But here's the things, and this is my opinion. I really think people should have to do a few things in life before they're allowed to date.
Yeah.
One is, do you remember in school, and maybe they done it over there, I know they done it here, is where you grow a flower from seed every year for Mother's Day?
No, we didn't do that.
Okay.
We really careful over here with Mother's Day and Father's Day.
Okay.
Because of A lot of the children don't actually live with their parents.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
Well, I think that people should have to grow something from a seed. I don't care.
what they do over here, this is evil. At the age of 13, they
Uh-huh.
are given a doll to look after for a month.
Oh, I don't think that's evil. I think that's amazing.
This doll cries, wheezes, poos, gets up every 2 to 3 hours. You've got to bath it. You've got to treat it like a real baby.
Uh-huh.
And they got to take this doll everywhere in a pram for a month.
Cool.
That's how they do nurturing over here.
Uh-huh.
Weird. But over here as well, we have a lot of, I'm even going to say child mums,
Uh-huh.
children of the age of 13 and 14.
Mm-hmm. Teenage moms.
Yeah,
Yeah, that happens.
yeah. So they use the doll as an idea of trying to put them off how being a parent would be.
Well, I think it gives them a good taste of it because I think we romance them being babies.
Yeah, yeah,
We give them dollies at 2. We give them dollies at 3. And it's like, no, that's not your baby. That's your dolly.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so let's talk red flags. What are some red flags for you when you're looking at a relationship?
Brenda, you're not supposed to say that.
She got a nanny.
A red flag for me straight away would be if they didn't listen to my views.
See, mine even starts before then. A red flag for me is if they're late.
No, because I'd be the one that's late.
Ah, okay. Yeah, like if they're late, if they can't have mutual conversation. Because there's talking at people and then there's actually talking with people.
Yeah, yeah,
How they treat the wait staff tells me a lot about how they treat their partners.
yeah, that's true.
You know.
That's true. But I will say I'm really good at negotiating.
Uh-huh.
I went sofa shopping on the weekend with my friend.
Mm-hmm.
She liked this sofa. It was £899. So I said to her in front of the salesman, I said, "You're not paying that for it." And she
Mm-hmm.
said, "Why?" I said, "Because you can get cheaper than that down the road."
Mm-hmm.
And the salesman said, "Oh, can she?" I said, "Yes, she can. I've seen her online." And he
Mm-hmm.
went, "Right, okay." He went away and come back and he said, "We'll do it for £799." I
Mm-hmm.
said, "No," I said, "it's still cheaper down the road."
Right.
And he was like, "Well, I haven't seen it." I said, "Have you been in there to see it?" And he was like, "No." So in the end, we got it for £699, a
Uh-huh.
big corner sofa, a puffy, and free delivery.
What's a puffy?
Oh, sorry, Sean. Oh, don't take the piss. Get back in your bedroom. He just called me a top negotiator. A
Uh-huh.
puffy is, I don't know what you'd call
Is it
it.
an ottoman?
It's like an ottoman, but
Okay.
it's got legs.
Uh-huh.
It's got longer legs and not so wide at the top. And
Okay.
you sit on it.
Ah, okay. So it's a
And
stool.
yeah, it's what you'd probably call a stool, but
Right.
puffies here are a lot larger than a stool.
Okay.
They're
Very
like an extra seat sort of thing.
cool.
But and she got free delivery for £699.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
So everything in life is about negotiation.
It is, but there's certain red flags there. Anger issues. Not my deal. I'm out of there.
Yeah.
If you're sitting in the car yelling at the driver in front of you, we got issues.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
cannot make coffee, we cannot date.
There's, I suppose for a woman, we see different things.
Right.
Like if he was to say, where's your makeup?
Mm-hmm.
Or you haven't straightened your hair.
Uh-huh.
For me, that's an instant on your bike, mate.
Right.
Because as a female, wearing makeup only adds beauty. It's not natural beauty.
Mm-hmm.
And straightening my hair, I don't want to straighten my hair every day and damage it.
Well, on that, it's not good to straighten your hair every day. First.
No.
Second of all, depending on what you're doing, like, am I performing on stage? Yeah, I'm getting my makeup on. Am I going to be around people all day? Yeah, I'm getting my makeup on. But that's me. That's not my partner.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
I wouldn't be able to cope with somebody saying to me, you need to do this, you need to do that. Off your bike, on your bike, mate. Nobody does that.
Exactly. And then there's other issues and other things that go on in just standard conversation, how they talk about their past relationships. If
Yeah.
they're the victim of every relationship, there's a problem and they're not the victim.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with financial matters.
Mm-hmm.
My son and daughter-in-law, when they said they were buying a house, the advice I gave them was, you both work, so you have 3 accounts. You have one each,
Mm-hmm.
and you have a household account.
Mm-hmm.
Every month they put so much in that household account, and then what they've got left out of their wages, they have for their own things.
Right.
Because they know all the bills are paid for in that household account.
Right. And that works out impractically well. But see, a red flag for me is the minute a man tells me how to spend my money.
It's not so much when you got a house and you got a mortgage, these bills have got to be paid.
Right. Right. That's not what I'm saying is about the bills and the mortgage, because I have all that. But what I'm saying is the minute he says, "Oh, that's too expensive," and it's like, nope, 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 nope. I've worked hard for this.
Yeah.
I have the money to buy this. I'm buying this.
Now, with them, I'd say it's the other way round.
Uh-huh.
Because my son is a sod for spending a few £100 on a fishing rod.
Uh-huh.
And he does things for his sport.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas then she'll go out with the girls.
Uh-huh.
So they still do their own things, but she is the one they'll say to him, do you really need another one? You've got enough.
Uh-huh.
Because you can't go in his car. He can't give anybody lifts because it's
Okay.
all full of his fishing stuff.
Well, yeah, but no, I'll drop $75 on a tarot deck and not think twice.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a good quality card deck, I'll drop it.
Yeah.
Rule of the day. Techie Joe says, "You sure you want that deck? That's a lot of money. Why don't you wait for it to go on sale?" Rule the day. The roof does rise. But especially in those early stages of a relationship, no, 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 no.
Let's ask Brenda and Shannon, what would you see as red flags, ladies? The other thing that would be a red flag for me is somebody that don't say please and thank you.
Exactly. See, I had one of those that would do that. Oh, God, that is so hard to deal with, too. Shannon brings up that her husband was the type that would go and buy things that she looked at, and just go, "Ooh, I like that, but I'm not paying that price for it." Turn around and go, I had one to do. I thought he was going to buy me half of fucking Columbus. I literally told him, Stop it.
Brenda says how they treat other people. I totally agree. I'm not old-fashioned,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still nice to have the door held open for you to walk in.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't expect anybody to walk round and open the car door. I'm more than capable of doing that.
No, but I'll give you brownie points if you do. But if you start that,
Yeah,
you got to keep doing it.
yeah. But like holding a door open for you to go through, like if you're going for if you're going shopping or going for a meal,
Mm-hmm.
that's politeness, and that goes a long way.
Right. Um, Simple gifts. Picking up my chocolates. Love that.
See,
Exactly. A big one for us, and and he actually brought it up, was if they stay on their dang cell phone through the whole dinner.
yeah,
You know, I really do not want to pay $70 for dinner when someone's like this all day.
yeah, yeah,
Like, no, I'm out. That is not a first date. That may be the middle of a half date.
yeah. And I bet the ladies will agree with me. When you've got to know him,
Mm-hmm.
the way he would treat his mother, if he
Right.
was disrespectful to his mother, you
Mm-hmm.
haven't got a hope in hell.
Yeah. Well, and I think not only the mother but the family, the way that he talks about his family, like he should have rich stories about them, bad and good.
See, I would say that's being judgmental because I'm
Mm,
adopted.
right,
So I don't know a lot of my family.
right. But you talk about your nan,
Yeah,
right?
my nan was a massive part of my life.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And you talk about your kids and all, and
Yeah,
it's not
but
like,
as far as my past life goes,
yeah,
that's something I wouldn't want to talk about, if that makes sense.
that makes sense. But you still have stories to share there. You talk about your kids now, and you talk about them in positive lights.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, you're not always down and bad on them.
Oh no, no. If it wasn't for my boys,
Hmm.
I don't know where I'd be now.
Right.
My daughter told her boyfriend, you have to pay for everything because my dad is old fashioned. Oh, Shannon!
I actually kind of
The
like
question,
that comment.
the question is, though, Shannon, did you agree with her? We're all waiting in anticipation for Shannon's answer. Do you think
Hmm.
romance is dead in the way of if you went on a first date, you'd take flowers or you'd take some chocolates?
Oh, she had to answer a call.
Ah,
Um, no, I don't.
no?
No, I don't. I don't think it's dead that way. I think it's dead in other ways, and I think it's dead because by the time you get to the date nowadays, there's nothing to talk about. They've heard about your day from your social media post. They know about everything from your social media. Like the level of communication is like, now what do we talk about?
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, and she does agree in some ways. Like, you know, if he wasn't willing to work and contribute, then I don't want him adding to her stress.
I completely understand that.
Yeah.
I really, really do.
Yeah. And that's a tough one, negotiating in relationships now, because the work life is so different than what it used to be.
Yeah. Yeah. The big one for me was, I earn more money than you.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, nobody deserves to be put down and having that said to them.
And what's it matter? Your 70% and my 70% still makes 100% of the bills here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's something that couples get into. I also think that other things that couples argue about is so stupid. And it's like, will this matter in 30 years?
Yeah.
Is this fight worth it in 30 years? Now, if it's the one of the biggest fights me and Techie have had was over where to put a tree.
Okay.
Okay. I went off about this. And he's like, what? And I'm like, I know where the water and sewer lines are. And he saw I knew exactly where they were. But it was more so having faith in my knowledge. Like that aggravated
Yeah.
shit out of me. The other
Yeah.
part is, but my rule is, does this matter in 30 years?
Yeah.
Or is this just a bad day today? And we have a lot of bad days.
Yeah.
Right, but let's talk about Brenda's comment about contributing. Here's an example of that. I work 70 hours a week, everything together. The other party is taking care of the home, cooking the meals, cleaning the house. I never have to iron. I never have to wonder where my clothes is. I know the kids are fed. I know that I can go home and chill after work because I don't have to go and sweep the floor. That's still contributing.
I look at it different.
Okay.
Why should one partner, and if I get shot down, I get shot down.
Mm-hmm.
Why should one partner stay at home all day doing that
Mm-hmm.
when we'll use it then as an example, as it's always been, more or
Right.
less. The man works, the woman looks after those kids.
Mm-hmm.
A mum's job isn't 9 till 5.
Right.
A mum's job is 24 hours a day.
Right.
So even though you say she's contributing, she's not getting paid for that.
Right. But you shouldn't be putting her down for that. He shouldn't have
But
all the say in the relationship.
you'd be surprised how many do.
I know.
And it's quite sickening.
Mm-hmm.
How can I put it? It's quite sickening and quite disheartening to a mother
Mm-hmm.
when a dad comes in, and this happens so much over here. A dad comes in from work, kicks off his shoes, sits on the sofa, and don't acknowledge anybody.
Right. That is like past the point of acceptance.
Return, yeah.
You know.
The other thing I think is when there's a family,
Right.
maybe the two of them don't work, but it don't hurt for the two of them to do things together within the house.
I agree. But, you know, both contributions are equal in my opinion. Someone taking care of the house and someone working working an extra to do that, but they're both equal. Do you understand?
See, I got different views in that, but perhaps that's because of a situation I was in myself.
Right.
You know, because how can I put it? When there's, right, if I was to say to you, there's 5 kids in that household,
Mm-hmm.
which would you rather do? Stay home and look after those kids 24 hours a day and keep the house clean and tidy?
Uh-huh.
Or would you rather work?
See, that's not a question for me because of my personality.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like, no, I'm doing both. Like,
Yeah.
I'll raise the
But
kids and work, but that's my personality. Now,
that's a rare occasion these days, I think. I think you would be the exception.
oh, I think I would be the exception.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've never been one to stay home. I've been working since age 12, and I'll be damned if I won't have
Yeah.
a job.
Yeah.
However, up until probably 2 years ago, everyone, my audience knows him as the invisible assistant, didn't work.
Yeah.
And it was because the jobs that he could do costed us more for him to go to work
Yeah.
than to stay home and take care of the house.
Yeah. But then you haven't got the kids as such.
No, I've got the dogs. Like, I'm sorry. I will take children over my dogs any day.
Oh my God. Oh my God. See?
See, because, kids you can entertain, you can have an interaction with, you can have a conversation with, you can explain that daddy's working. So here, go play in color. Unlike Anna, it's like you're working and you're also my sofa.
See, perhaps it's because females I find these days are more independent
They are.
because they're now taking control of perhaps what they should have done years ago.
Right.
If that makes sense. Do you agree, ladies?
Actually, we do. Gizmo has his own doggy TV.
I can't say nothing because those two are in on the sofa now with the TV on, and here I am in the office.
Exactly.
I think that comes down to it as well, Brenda. Childcare is so expensive.
Mm-hmm.
When my daughter-in-law goes back to work, I'm going to have the baby. Now, she's a midwife. There's no way they could afford childcare
Right.
because how much is it a month with you, full-time childcare?
Oh, Lord. Let me see. I know my pricing is outdated because it used to be 1,200. Wow, it has gone up. Average child care in West Virginia is $728 per month per child.
Right.
There is no, okay, let's get personal. Let's get dirty, shall we?
Go on.
All right, so my invisible works for Burger King.
Yeah.
That is more than he makes a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is the case where it is better for him to stay home and take care of a baby than go to work.
But then he shouldn't be expected to do everything within that household,
Right.
which over year, perhaps it's come back from generations.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps, how can I put it? As you know, years ago, females were expected to stay in the kitchen.
Right.
And I think that stigma still exists a lot.
Oh, I think it does. I think it very much still exists. But these are things you figure out real fast at the beginning of the relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like me, no. Like he may have stayed home. He didn't have a 9 to 5 or a 4 to 2 or whatever. But he still worked. I didn't have to worry about cooking. Now I have
Yeah.
to figure out what the hell I'm cooking. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, men don't just make money anymore. Women don't just, take care of kids anymore. It isn't, but it's that livelihood of negotiating that out because, like, all right, there's a religious sect here called Pentecostal.
I
Okay.
never heard of that.
It's a Christian, Judeo-Christian religious sect that still believes that women stay at home. It is actually
Right.
a shame on the man for a woman to work, a shame on the
Right.
man for the woman to wear pants, to wear makeup, or to cut her hair. Like everything is on
So
the man's point of view. Is
would you
all
say
put
they're a bit, it's a bit like Mormons?
very much so.
Right.
Very much so.
Right. Yeah.
You know. So, and those are things that have to be talked about at the beginning of the relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know. And then finding little compromises. Like one of the things that impressed me the most was Techie Joe, who is he's my little redheaded atheist. Knew the word mandala.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, so you know what that is then? Yes. He knows a lot of witchcraft shit. I'm like, okay, I can deal with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you've got interest straight away, so you know you can have a good conversation.
Oh, yeah. If you can't talk to him, get rid of him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And putting, and, we're talking about the running of a household, and these are like relationship past 6 month ideas. But they need to be talked about within those first 3 dates. Do you want your wife to work? Are you looking for a wife? Are you looking for a long-term relationship, or are you just looking for fun?
Yeah.
What's your long-term
And
goals?
not just that, I think you've got to talk in our early stages about date nights.
Yes.
About what you're both going to do together to keep the interest there.
And what's expected.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if I'm planning date night, I have it all planned out. Where we're going, what we're eating, all that. If Techie Joe's planning date night, I expect the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how date night should be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big stickler for like anniversaries should be celebrated.
Right. Very much so. And I'm talking, we have multiples, because we have like first meet, serious, those two, and then move in, and then locational move. Those are 4 anniversaries he best not forget.
Yeah. Yeah. And I agree with you because they are important ones.
They're milestones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. And they are ones which are part of the life that shouldn't be forgotten about.
Not only that, but those are things that's like, we made that choice. We made that decision. We made that growth. We pulled that off.
We made that happen. Look at us now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that means.
Right. And then, all right, for those that are getting in, looking, where did it go to? I just had it the other day. Here it is. Sorry, I've been going back through it because I'm working on articles. If you're having problems in your relationship, instead of trying to get, glue fixes, go get this book. It's called More Love, Less Conflict. As you see, I've gone through it a number of times. It's one of it's the only relationship book I've used.
And that's important as well because it's learning by your mistakes.
Mm-hmm. And by your conversations.
Yeah.
And making agreements and remembering those agreements and learning that your language is not the same language that of their language.
Yeah.
You could say one thing and they'll hear a totally different conversation than what you said. And you're saying the same words, but it doesn't mean the same.
No. I'm also a great believer in writing things down.
Yes.
Because sometimes with some partners, talking to them don't work, but putting it on paper do. Because then they can go back and reread it.
Right. And then they can also, you can also hear your own language words.
Yeah.
And go, is that reasonable?
Yeah.
All right. So next week we're going to be talking about, let me get the text up so I can see it. The fine line between rules and boundaries. And it's a very fine line.
Where are we next week? I've just put that on my calendar because everything is all up in the air with me at the moment.
I know. But, rules and boundaries gets very complicated. So there's a very fine line there. All right, my dear. How's your week looking?
Working all day tomorrow. Wednesday morning, you'll be pleased to know, I'm doing some self-care.
Oh, what are we doing?
My nails.
Ooh. Are you getting acrylics?
Yeah.
Awesome. You'll be so happy.
Oh, grandbaby update. Oh, he's so snuggly and he's now £8.11. He's had his little op on his face because he had a tongue tie. That's been sorted out. We're talking about him coming for a sleepover between 4 and 6 months because Mum and Dad still don't want to let him go yet. But Dad starts back to work tomorrow, so that could change.
Right. We'll see how that goes.
But what I'll do when I've sorted everything out here, I'll keep sending the photos to the boss, and the boss can distribute them.
Yeah. But healthy, wealthy, and good.
Oh, he's so good. So good.
Good.
He is so, I'm going to say contented. Because they phoned me last week and said, Mum, can you come and have him for a few hours? So I goes there, they go to bed because he haven't been feeding well because of his tongue tie. So I'm cuddling him. He sleeps for 3 hours. As I walk out the door, he lets an explosion go. I get home and my son phones me and says, you could have bloody waited. I said, why? He said, you've shit all up to his neck.
Now, does he still have that new baby smell?
Oh, that smell you just snuggle up to and just sniff constantly.
Very much so. Well,
so, yes, he's handsome.
Yes. All right, guys. Well, my week's the normal week, except I may not be on Saturday and Sunday if this Arctic blast gets its way out of my way.
Yes, everybody needs to wrap up warm and
stay safe.
Definitely. Definitely.
All right, guys. We will see you next week. You can reach us in all the links down below. Bye.
Bye.